What is going on, everybody? This is Maximilian, and this is your bi-weekly, semi-annual, whatever current trend I'm on right now, installment of Pokemon Silver. We are in part 52 of the series. Holy crap, 52 videos. This is starting to be an incredibly long series. Like, I didn't actually realize how much I'd actually put into this until I started to go through all my videos today and put thumbnails, and I'm like, oh my god, I've got to stop making so much videos. Which, I mean, I'm kind of doing a pretty okay job of that right now because I've been insanely busy. But, I mean, it'd probably be better for all of us if I made more videos because that way you have more stuff to watch. I have more content on YouTube. It's a win-win for each of us. So hopefully I will tend to break the trend at some point in the near future. I've been insanely busy as of late, go figure. I mean, when is Maximilian never insanely busy? You're all asking yourselves this right now. I'm sure you are. But I will probably have a lot more free time. I don't want to say a lot more. That's probably not accurate either. But I'll have a little bit more free time. I don't have nearly as much going on that I know of, because there is always that possibility that I am forgetting something. So I'm going to try and get to the last gym leader within a couple of days. Because I'm actually kind of anxious to play it too. Like, it's the last gym leader. Like, not only do I want to get it out of the way, so to speak, get it out of the way just kind of has that negative connotation to it. Like, it's something to be loathed. But I really want to fight Blue, because it's going to be so much fun. Oh, damn it, I spoiled it. Gosh dang it. Well, I'm sure you all were just aching for the surprise there. But, yeah, you remember Blue? Yeah, well, he's the 8th gym leader. Sorry to ruin it all for you. You probably would have figured it out anyway, or you probably knew it already, because, I mean, come on, this game has been out for, what, 12 years and counting now? Yeah, it's not so much of a spoiler anymore. I think I'm okay there. So, episode's really basically only two things. Getting the experience or an experience share. It's different in the second generation here. It's actually much better than the first generation version of the same item. And we're going to use it to a great extent over the course of the next few weeks. Or rather, I'm going to be, because I'm probably sure you're not going to want to see me just level grinding the Elite Four over and over again. That gets a little tedious after a while. However, the experience share just tend to make it go by a lot quicker. And the fact that you can target your experience sharing is very nice. Very, very nice. So, in between the time at which I got that experience share and when I actually started, I guess, the video clip for this part, the important part, which is where we eventually get to Blaine, 7th gym leader, I went through the Elite Four a couple times, probably I want to say 3 or so times. Got Houndoom and Dragonair up to some decent levels, and now they're actually holding their own quite nicely. I am rather enjoying playing with Houndoom at level 42, especially now that he has Flamethrower, finally. Jeez, that guy's so much better when he has Flamethrower. And Dragonair is still, I mean, even at 46, still pretty good, but nonetheless doesn't have a whole lot of HP to stand in the way of a lot of big attacks that you're accustomed to nowadays in the game. And it doesn't really have any kind of power attacks either, like most of my party does. I'm pretty sure if we're going strictly by, like, power stats, the best attack I have is Slam, which is kind of awkward because it's also rather inaccurate for a normal type move. So, hopefully we'll evolve Dragonair quickly. Only 4 more levels! Oh, I'm so excited! And then we'll get to teach it some decent TMs. I'm probably going to go shopping in between now and the time that we fight, Blue in the 8th gym. I'm thinking I should probably evolve it before then. It'd probably be more fun to fight Blue with Dragonite, wouldn't you think? Yeah, I think you'd agree with me. Leave a comment and let me know if you'd like me to fight Blue with a Dragonite, because that would be sweet, sweet justice to our old rival from the previous generation. Not that we didn't deal him enough justice already, but, I mean, a little more couldn't hurt, right? Because, after all, sweet justice tastes like fine blended bourbon whiskey. Or maybe that's just the smooth blended bourbon whiskey I'm currently drinking right now. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. So, there's not a whole lot going on in this episode. You kind of get a little bit of foreshadowing in the storyline because you run into Blue on what was, or what is left of, Cinnabar Island. It's basically just a pile of molten magma right now. There's nothing on it. Which is kind of peculiar because I don't ever remember seeing anything resembling a volcano structure on the old Cinnabar Island. Maybe I'm just completely missing something here, or maybe there's like an offshore volcano that kind of happened to move onto it, but I'm pretty sure they said it was in Cinnabar Island. No idea. Basically, the only thing that you have to know now is that there is a Pokemon Center and a ton of rock there. and nothing else. That is all that is left of Cinnabar Island. It is wiped off the map, gone forever. Tier, I know we loved that coast so much, where they stored all of our trainer data, and we could glitch into Pokemon that we should never have been able to catch at levels that should never have existed, but oh, those were the days. Those were the days. Sadly, we have to deal with the times and all the unfortunate happenings of those times, so we no longer have a beautiful Cinnabar Island to go to, and neither does Blaine for that matter. Blaine no longer has a gym to call home, and so he's basically a wandering hobo who happens to be taking refuge in the middle of what used to be the Seafoam Islands. Pretty awkward. Although, to be fair, Blaine did kind of look like a hobo in the first place. I mean, the whole doctor suit, I guess, was kind of a bit of a giveaway that he wasn't actually a hobo, but he had the crazy bald head mustache hair thing going on, so yeah. We're going to call it like him breaking out of his shell. This is basically a homeless guy trapped in a doctor's or some kind of scientist's body, and he's finally coming into his own right now. So congratulations, Blaine. We're all happy for you. Well, not too happy, because you kind of did lose your gym and all that, but still, at least we finally get to see a bit of the real you. And honestly, Blaine is not that difficult. Sabrina was definitely harder than Blaine was, which is saying something, because Sabrina was incredibly easy when all you have to do is feint attack the entire time. Basically, if you have any Pokemon that knows Surf and has a remotely decent special attack, then you're gonna walk your way through this gym like it's cake. You're going to cakewalk your way through this gym. That's what I had meant to say, but perhaps it's the whiskey getting to me, or the late hour, or the lack of sleep I've had this weekend. A combination of all three. It's just incredibly deadly. Tasty bourbon whiskey. Alright. So, this was taken care of rather quickly, not a big deal. Next step, which will be happening very recently, is taking down the 8th gym leader, and then we're done with all the gyms in this entire game, which is sweet. But you'll notice that if you were paying attention earlier, not listening to my nonsensical ramblings, if you'd go and talk to Professor Oak, he says, hey, you know what? You've been collecting badges. Come back here when you've got all of them, and I'll give you something special. Now, what might that something special be? I guess you'll just have to wait and find out, because I'm sick of spoiling things today. I feel like I've just ruined so many people's day by spoiling that Blue's 8th gym leader, so I'm not going to go one step further with the whole Professor Oak thing. If you really want to, you can Google it. If it's going to kill you to not know what is in that stupid gift of Oaks that he's going to give you after we get that 8th gym badge, go for it. I don't care. That's all in your power, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until we get there. And honestly, that's just because I don't remember what's in there. What a nice cop-out I had, and I just completely ruined it. Gosh. I have no idea why I do that, but bourbon whiskey just makes me do that sometimes. Yeah. Hopefully, you younger children don't know what I'm talking about, because you shouldn't be drinking bourbon whiskey at your age. But for those of you who are of age, so to speak, and your taste buds have been refined to appreciate the exquisite nature of bourbon whiskey and its complex aromas and flavors, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I do love me some bourbon whiskey. This has nothing to do with Pokemon. What am I doing? This is what happens when I have liquor and videos. These do not mix well together, unless, of course, you're FPS Russia. But I am no Russian, so probably should avoid this. Now, there's really not much else after Gary. There's probably going to be a bit of a time lapse after that, because even after we beat him, the mean level of the party is probably going to be somewhere around low 50s. We'll probably say average level is going to be about 50 after we beat Gary. Or sorry, Blue. Gosh, you know what I'm talking about. But we need to level grind up until probably the mid-60s to get through Red with relative ease. I'd prefer to not have to make it a struggle. I'd like to just, be done with it. But that's going to take a little bit of time. So there may not be a whole lot of Pokemon videos up until then. However, shut up, phone! There's a bit of a grand finale, so to speak. With Red and all, of course, because we are going to fight Red, but we also have that crazy Celebi glitch. Now, I'm thinking I might actually be able to take care of the Celebi glitch before I fight Red. I'm pretty sure the only thing I have to have immediate access to is Mount Silver, because that's where you get the Pokemon where you actually initiate the glitch. Because it requires a specific Pokemon with specific moves, blah, blah, blah. It's insanely complicated. We're not going to get into it right now. But if you would like me to do that glitch before we go to Red, because I could probably do that immediately after we beat Blue, let me know in the comments section below. I mean, I figured it would probably be a better way to cap it off, like, although I guess Red is fairly climactic as well, so either one would work properly. I want to know how you guys would like me to do it. Because if we do Red and then the glitch, it's going to be a long time before we hit either of them. But if we go through the glitch first, then there's not going to be as much of a time gap between playing Pokemon as there would be if we did it the other way. However, there still is going to be that time gap between when I actually do the glitch and go to Red, because level grinding 10 levels or so, when you're in the 50s and 60s, does take a bit of time, even with an experience share item. So, this is your decision. We're basically at the end of the walkthrough. Not quite there, but really, really close. So leave a comment and let me know how you would like to proceed. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for the next project. I figured that now would be an appropriate time to spoil it, since we are incredibly close to the end of this walkthrough. And I might as well just go ahead and say it. We'll do it at the end of the video. We'll do it at the end of the video, because that way I can throw a crazy cool graphic up there or something, or maybe an annotation that'll take you to a video or something. We're going to hold it to the end of the video. But I decided on my next project. I've also decided that this is the project I was talking about was not Pokemon, by the way. This is my other side project. I am going to do another Pokemon game after this, so yes, more Pokemon. I'm going to do the 3rd generation next. There's a couple of things that went into this decision. First off, it does keep us in a nice chronological order, and it allows for the sake of completeness, which is nice. And I did play Emerald at least once before, so I'm somewhat familiar with it. And I stretch the somewhat there. That is way out there when I say somewhat. I'm barely familiar with it at all. But also, I'd have to deal with the fact that I don't currently have a working DS emulator. So I'd have to go out looking for one. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that hard. But Black and White is supposedly completely different from everything I've read about it. So I'd rather not jump into something that's entirely foreign to me and work my way up into it. And hopefully there'll be enough of, I guess, modern Poke transition to get me into 5th gen. But I'm planning on doing 3rd generation for the next sequence of games. Now, 4th gen, I am not so certain about. This is entirely from what I have heard, so this could just be a complete nonsense, because I've never actually played a 4th gen game. But apparently they're not so great. Let me know what you guys think of the 4th gen games, because this would be way in the distant future as well, because we have to get through the entire 3rd gen game first before we can even think about 4th gen. But would any of you be okay with me going straight from 3rd to 5th? Just something to think about. And also, since we are doing a 3rd gen game, let me know which one you'd like me to play, because I don't have a preference after we get past 2nd gen, so this is entirely in your hands. I'm giving you so much to comment about today. You guys are just probably exploding with all this information I'm tasking you with. Your minds are just being blown with all these requests of mine. How could I place such a burden upon you to just give me information? Just tell me what to do, guys. Let me help you. Help me help you. That's what I'm here for. Dr. Max, psychiatrist / Pokemon extraordinaire. Yeah, right. Alright, and that was Blaine. Awesome, burned out, the same horrible pun from the 1st gen makes a repeat. However, this time in a man's cave. Weird. And then that guy showed up. No idea where he came from, but that was just creepy. I thought it was maybe a glitch or something when he showed up, but apparently he's oh, found you, dude. Okay, just in time. Yeah, so next episode we're going to be in Viridian City. Dun 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 dun. The last gym. Oh, you can taste the climax. But that's for another time. Thanks for tuning in. And oh, that's right. My next project. I'll leave you an annotation. You should have a look at that. See you later.